Hello and welcome to a very special video. Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, just about any other character you can imagine in popular media these days. What do they have in common with the Emperor of Mankind? I'll give you a second to think about it. Okay, we're done with that. So what they have in common? Character assassination. They have all been systematically lessened throughout the years, be it by revising or revision, be it by the fact that heroic and important moments in their lives being destroyed and made more and more petty and mundane, be it that they're constantly having things taken away from them so that they are ever less than they were before. And what do they all have in common with each other? They all inevitably slowly chip away and slowly destroy what they're involved in. I would have said many years ago that I could never imagine Amazing Spider-Man selling at the numbers it does today, just as an example, especially if you knew anything about the industry. The Emperor of Mankind is a quintessential and keystone character for Warhammer 40k. He might not have been doing all the greatest things ever when it comes to what's the best moral choice, but he's a complex character that lives in a universe with many morally dubious and horrible choices to have to make. And the childishness is to assume that he's the bad guy because he did things you don't like and think is mean. He might be a meanie pants in your opinion, but he has to deal with a universe in which he exists. When a universe in which there are giant alien bugs trying to eat you, when there are robo-skeletons trying to wipe life out, when there's all of this horrid stuff, not to mention chaos before we get down to it. There are many things that would love to simply remove mankind from that universe. And in such a universe, you have to deal with many uncomfortable elements. But the Emperor of Mankind, being put in the position that he is quintessentially the villain of the setting. When we start looking at the way that New Games Workshop has started to frame things, be it their new dumbass terminus concept, like, yeah, that's going to work real well when the Grey Knights try that bullshit. But the idea of effectively villainizing him to such an extent, taking away all of his achievements one by one, and effectively attacking him is in effect attacking the setting. Now, I know there are a lot of people who don't like the setting for what it was, and they want it to be rebirthed in a way like a Star Child into something new. And I would say that given time, at the rate which they are doing things, it will only get worse, and it will inevitably, well, it will destroy the setting and leave it in ashes before it becomes something new. It might experience a temporary boost in popularity when it's going up against, wallpaper paste. And then those people that came in because it was popular will filter off to something else. But he's no longer the architect of the Space Marines. He has a name now. Now he has a wife. And he's got this stupid idea or this thing that he has given the Grey Knights to come in and save everyone somehow, because if he gets back up off the chair, it'll be bad. So he's effectively the villain of the setting, not the Chaos Gods, not murder robots that want to wipe out all life, not the bugs that really just want to eat you. It's a golden guy that wanted to actually make the universe a better place and had seen the follies of a kinder, gentler space nation, I guess is one way to put it, if we talk about the past or the history of the 40k universe. But I think it's a bad move when we see the mystery of this character taken away the villainization of this character and just the pettiness of making things that are important about him less and less and less. This is the Gwen Stacy being alive for Spider-Man. This is like if they brought Uncle Ben back for Spider-Man. If the Clarks actually weren't dead and they just popped up for Superman. If Batman's family ended up being a mob. Oh, wait a minute. They did something like that, didn't they? Yeah. That really helped the character, didn't it? It's not to villainize people or to say that I dislike people who might try new things, but I think it is a bad move for the setting ultimately to take the Emperor, make him mundane, to put names on things, to give him wives, to in effect having him be the bad guy. If there was any character that has been more poorly serviced by the Horus Heresy novel series, and there's arguments for a number of them, trust me, I know. I believe it's the Emperor. He should have been a background character. He should not have featured very heavily at all. It should be more mentions of him. He should have remained distant. And I understand that there's some people, they want to see the character, they want to come to grips with it, but I think what we have seen over the years has been a systematic destruction of not only the Emperor of Mankind, but Warhammer 40k, with him being more explained, more knowable, more flawed, not really having all of these achievements under his belt, because there's all these other people who've done all these other things. We bring the setting down. We make it less of a thing. So if you think of it in the terms of stairs, it's like removing a step. So the stairs don't go as high. They keep getting lower and lower and lower and lower until it's a floor. And a lot of people don't find floors that interesting. You're not ascending to anything. You're not descending anywhere. You are just at a floor. And when everything's the floor, well, you only have walls from there. But that's a bad metaphor. I apologize. But I think that in my search for things that have systematically affected Warhammer 40k as a setting and as something that feels large, feels epic, has this mystery in the background. I feel that petty people and people without very many good ideas have done little more than cut all of the mysteries out, put up boring explanations like, well, where was he? Well, he was out grocery shopping and getting some tangerines, and busy removing things from the characters, be it because they want to put their own little fingerprint on the character and the history of it, or be it because they just don't like the character they're dealing with and they want to make them worse. Or simply, they just don't care. And I will say this, as the Emperor of Mankind has been slowly chipped away, so has the setting. And, well, the sad truth is from the comments and statements from the Black Library and various employees, there is no canon for Warhammer 40k, apparently. And that, I believe, is what is going to eventually be what removes the foundation and lets the house completely collapse in on itself. So, that's my little spill on it. I'm sure plenty of people will tell me I'm stupid. But hey, regardless, if you agree or not, I hope you have a fantastic day. And, till then, bye-bye.